From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, October the 24th, 2016. A rocket was fired from Gaza towards southern Israel this morning. It prompted code red sirens across the Sha'ar HaNegev Regional Council. The rocket, however, was said to have fallen short and apparently landed within Gazan territory. The IDF retaliated for the attack, with the Air Force hitting several terror infrastructure targets in the Hamas-controlled area. A group of Palestinians who attended a Sukkot celebration last week and were then detained by Palestinian security officials were released last night. The four were part of a group of 30 Palestinians who were invited to the Sukkah of Efrat Council head Oded Ravivi on Wednesday in a goodwill gathering for the Jewish holiday. The Times of Israel cites a senior Palestinian security official saying last night that, quote, any Palestinian cooperation with settlers is viewed as violating the law as it cooperates with the enemy. The Efrat leader said in response, it is absurd that having coffee with Jews is considered a crime by the Palestinian Authority. Ravivi said initiatives that seek to foster cooperation and peace between people should be encouraged, not silenced. It's time, he said, the Palestinian Authority asks itself whether it would prefer to fan the flames of conflict instead of working to bring people together. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also condemned the arrests and called for the release of the four Palestinians yesterday. He wrote on Facebook, "Where is the outrage of human rights organizations? There is none. To their great shame, they are silent." Israel's Defense Ministry's Coordinator of Government Activities in the Territories, or COGAT, released a statement last night saying that with the intervention of COGAT, the Palestinians who were arrested following their visit to a sukkah were released. Director General of the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, Irina Bokova, responded last week to Israel's decision to suspend ties with the organization, UNESCO, after its adoption of a resolution that ignores Jewish and Christian ties to the religious holy sites of Jerusalem. As we reported to you, Bokova had condemned the resolution when it was initially passed. She later also sent a letter to Israel's Education Minister Naftali Bennett reaffirming her stance. Bokova wrote, "Allow me to reassure you of my absolute commitment to continue all efforts in countering all forms of anti-Semitism, including those drawing on partial or distorted visions of culture and history, as well as those that seek to challenge the existence of Israel." She added, "I am determined to continue working towards this objective and to redouble efforts to build trust on the basis of respect and mutual understanding, which are the guiding principle of the organization." Meanwhile, UNESCO's World Heritage Committee is set to hold another similar vote this week. Its 21 member states will vote on Wednesday in Paris on a resolution entitled Old City of Jerusalem and Its Walls. The Times of Israel reports that according to a draft of the resolution that it obtained, the upcoming resolution once again ignores the Jewish connection to the Temple Mount, referring to it only by its Muslim name and defines it only as a Muslim site of worship. Brandeis University released a report on anti-Semitism on college campuses this month. The study was conducted by researchers at the Maurice and Marilyn Cohen Center for Modern Jewish Studies at the school and was based on findings from a survey taken this past spring among Jewish undergraduate students at 50 campuses across the country. It named several schools as hotspots for anti-Semitic and anti-Israel incidents, including the City University of New York in Brooklyn, Northwestern University, and several schools in the University of California system. A group of Israeli startups are in Australia this week to share technologies they are working on that help people with disabilities. The delegation was organized by Present Tense Israel, meeting this week with Australian and international investors as well as government officials and various organizations at events in Sydney. Some of the Israeli innovations include the Paratrekker, an off-road wheelchair from the Paratrek company, and from the company Sesame Enable that has developed a touch-free smartphone. Present Tense head Guy Spiegelman said the objective of this mission was to pack the entire strength of the Israeli startup nation and our experience as an organization running an assistive technology accelerator, which has resulted in dozens of breakthrough ventures, and create a connection with a country that is interested in improving the life of people with disabilities. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS from Monday, October the 24th. At 7 o'clock, Rabbi David Aaron, founder and dean of Israelite, speaks on joy and Judaism at the Lincoln Square Synagogue in New York City in a JBS exclusive presentation. At 8, author Rabbi Ken Spiro talks about 6 Jewish values that revolutionized world thinking. That's courtesy of the JCC of Greenwich, Connecticut, and Esh HaTorah. At 9, Rabbi Rolando Matalon of New York City's Congregation B'nai Jeshurun discusses the tensions between Judaism of the diaspora and Judaism in Israel from the UJA Federation in New York City. At 10, an in-depth look at the interdependence of religion and science with former Chief Rabbi of Great Britain, Lord Jonathan Sacks. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, Harvard professor Dan Gilbert talks about the science of happiness. And that's the JBS News Update from Monday, October the 24th, 2016. I'm Teisha Bader.